Okay, we're recording here.
Okay. Okay, well, welcome everyone. Pretty exciting. Well, I'm glad that Andrew called me and asked me if I would come in here and do this presentation tonight, considering we spent some time on the weekend going over this concept of triplicating, because it seems to be that's the new Valentis word, triplicate. You know, it's a good word, actually. It's a really good word. You know, people say duplicate, but I've very rarely I've ever heard anybody say triplicate. So I think the new way for us all to approach our business is to get a tattoo on your butt saying, I'm going to help you triplicate. So what does that mean? So tonight we're going to go through that, and there's a slide presentation that has been posted in the file section of Team Gets Results. It's probably been posted in other groups now. It's Dr. Chi had created this. I'm not sure if it was him that created it, but it was him that circulated it. And it's very good. It's a very good description of what we do and what we try to do to triplicate. So, you know, this package of the different things that we have, you know, since this, there's been a slight adjustment. I believe that on the Select 36 pack, you can get 356, but it's 20 boxes of product, not 16. I'm sure that says 16, and I believe it should be 20. We could probably verify that, but I'm pretty sure, Andrea, that is what that should be, is for anybody that buys the $11.99 pack. And maybe while we're here, anybody wants to verify that would be great. But
I can verify it, Don. It is 20. It
is 20, yeah. So that slide has to be changed, so we can maybe make a note of that. Obviously, the continue, and by the way, Eileen, maybe you can verify this as well. If they order the 350 samples in the Career Success Pack, do they still get the free Max and free Breakthrough?
Yes.
You do? Okay, so that's good to know as well, because I was asked that and I didn't know that because I hadn't ordered an $11.99 pack. Okay, good. So that answers two questions that you're probably going to get asked by your reps. Do I get the free Max and Breakthrough if I order a 350 pack inside my $11.99 pack? The answer is yes. Okay, good. Okay, so this screen's a good one. It's pretty simple, lays out for everybody. It describes, you know, what it takes to get to Emerald if you don't buy the Emerald pack. And so I like this slide. It's very useful. Obviously, $20 one time. Okay, next slide, Andrea. So we're going to kind of go through the comp plan a little bit with this whole triplicate idea. And, you know, we're going to add two pieces. Well, one piece to it that has kind of been my Team Gets Results. And, you know, just something that I started by creating a slide, and I added it to this presentation. And this is our business. This is what we all need to do to triplicate. We've all got to get very good at working with a standard transmission mentality rather than an automatic transmission. An automatic transmission would be, I'll sign up here, you do all the work, I'll make the money, or maybe I will, or maybe I won't. No, what we're saying is you've got to learn and earn. We've always said that. You've got to learn and earn to make money in Valentis. And so what does that mean to all of us? Okay, first gear, I'm going to buy my product, whatever package. We always say, get in where you fit in. Obviously, we're going to encourage them to get a Business Builder pack or an Emerald pack. But with that said, buy your pack and get started by sharing it, in other words. But how do you share it? You move to second gear. You need to find out who you get to work with. Who's your upline support team? Who's going to support you? Who's going to answer the questions? Who's going to keep you on the straight and narrow? That's your second gear. So work with your upline team. And that's what you're going to do to move to third gear. Your upline team is going to be involved with you to move to third gear, which is then you're going to go talk to your warm market. You're going to, with the help of your upline, start sponsoring people. So it's really important that you sponsor people with people in third gear. Fourth gear is that new person that you just sponsored in third gear is going to go off and sponsor their people with the help of the upline support team, the new sponsor, and that's what we duplicate to get to fifth gear. So that's basically the system that we promote in our organizations, is a five-speed transmission. Okay, so the next slide now talks a little bit about triplicating. And what does it mean to be an enroller if you're legacy qualified? Well, if you're legacy qualified in this illustration right here, you are the enroller. You bring in your new IR who potentially buys a builder pack, you're going to make $100 fast start and $100 legacy code. So that's $200. Then you're going to start the triplication. The triplication is you're going to work with the second gear and the third gear of your transmission, and you're going to use your upline to start contacting your new IRs first three with them. That's first, second, and third gear. I bought some product. Let's go talk to the team with our upline. That new IR is going to receive $100 fast start for all of those three people that you work with them on. So let's go help our new IR get three. That's triplicating. Now, your new IR is legacy qualified. They now have the ability to move forward to earn that $200 on their next IR. But you are working now with that new person and helping them get three. So the whole concept of triplication is to help your business builder or success pack purchaser get their first three members and help those first three members go get their first three members. The key to the whole plan, and I give Dr. Chi and the rest of the organization that's exploding a lot of credit, the key to this plan, I missed out, and I'll fully admit it. I've always believed that Emerald is key, which I still think Emerald is key, but I think now that a legacy qualified Emerald is key. If we can get somebody legacy qualified first, and then they move into the Emerald status, either by the success pack or by the structure or by consumption, then to me, they've arrived. So we came up with a marketing description of what you see right here. This image on this page right here, and Andrea, maybe you could graphically add it to this. We would call this illustration a legacy qualified optimized member, because they're legacy qualified and they're optimized because they've brought in three and they've helped those three bring in three. This we describe as a legacy qualified optimized member. So that's kind of the way we've kind of described what we're doing here as an organization. If we can duplicate what you see right here, and remember, first gear is you've bought product. Second gear is you figure out who your upline is, and you go help, and your upline starts helping you bring in your first three. Third gear is, okay, let's go help that person bring in their people, and together we're going to bring in the next three. So that's the whole concept of team building. And so if the structure looks like this, you can see how much volume has been generated just in this illustration. If it was all builder packs, every one of those circles would in fact be worth 400 BV. So obviously we would have 13 times 400, which is, 5,200, right? So if that's 5,200 BV, and this illustration happened to be the IR that you put on your left team, you're almost halfway to being structured because you have 5,000 on your left. So if you did this with a rep on your right, and with your upline went from first gear to second gear to third gear, and now that rep is physically learning and earning with you on the phone and the upline on the phone, and they bring in their first three, and then you continue to commit to help them. And we actually describe this in network marketing forever. It's a system called tell, show, try, do. I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm going to show you what to do. Eventually, you're going to try it with me on the line. I'm going to be with you. And when I know you can do it, well, then you're going to go duplicate this or triplicate this with your organization, right? So that's why we want to do this together. So this illustration is our new image of what we call a legacy qualified optimized member, okay? That's the vision. So if you were to put a name underneath every one of those 100 BV boxes, your role here is to fill in the names to all 12 of those, right? You should know all 12 of those people because you're working directly with your team member and helping them contact those people. You don't want them doing it on their own. The system breaks down when people start going off on their own and starting to sponsor people on their own because, again, the support is gone. It's so important for us to show and recognize that there's a team concept here, and we're building this with the help of our upline and our support team. That means now that new member feels comfortable to give you names, knowing that they don't have to go contact those people on their own. They're going to have the support of you. That's why this picture is so important for us to kind of key on, okay? So the next time we ever do this presentation, probably tomorrow, because I'm going to be in Toronto on Wednesday and Thursday, I would imagine I'll add that caption, or Andrew, you can add it and send it to me, or I'll get Luciano to do it. Legacy qualified optimized member, okay? Okay, good. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so this is our goal. Our goal is to get to that qualification of 12 people. And we're going to do that by buying either a business builder or a career success pack. Both of the two bottom ones will help you get legacy qualified. Okay, both of the two bottom ones, because when you want to become legacy qualified, you need to bring in 3 business builders or 3 success packs, or 1 builder and 1 career. It doesn't matter if it's a career builder or a business builder, they count for the same thing. Okay, so they will start building what we call a foundation team. In our compensation plan, their illustration in the compensation plan shows a foundation team on the left. And here's another slide we may want to add, Andrea, that one slide that does show the picture of the foundation 3 on the left and then on the right. So I'm just thinking forward here, okay?
Yeah.
We could add that to this, because what it would allow me to do, or you to do, or anybody on this call to do when you're explaining this and doing a welcome call or doing a planning session with your organization, you're going to describe to them what a foundation team is. It's your first 3. And so that's that illustration in the regular compensation plan. But the point I'm trying to make here is that the business volume is 400 for a business builder and 800 for a success pack. And so the numbers that I know of now are, if you wanted to go diamond in your business, you would need 19 Emerald success packs on your left and 19 Emerald success packs on your right. And it's not you sponsoring them. Imagine if it was 12 based on the legacy optimization picture we had a little while ago, and they were all 800s. Well, 12 times 800 would be 9,600 of the BV you need for 15,000. And here's the fun part. You only personally sponsored 1, because you went to the first person who then you worked with them to get their 3, then worked with their 3 to get their 3 each. There's 12. 12 times 800 is 9,600. You're on your way to diamond on the one side of your business, right? It's so much easier to visualize that than saying 15,000 is what it takes to go to diamond. We can break it down as simple as 38 builder packs or 18 emerald packs on one side, and that can come from anybody who brings in people's people. So it's that simple. Needless to say, there's no perfect world here. So you're going to probably find that you might do 6 emerald packs and 4 builder packs, and you have a whole pile of people buying single boxes of Optimum and 3 packs and 6 packs. All of that adds up to the 15,000 as well. So it all works together, okay? So it's important for us, though, to recognize that it's the two bottom ones that help you get legacy qualified. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Now, this one really does illustrate very well a legacy-coded enrollment bonus. What we really want to understand is you are going to bring in your first 3, Anna, Jane, and Jim. So you see the names there, Anna, Jane, and Jim. And in order for you to become legacy qualified, you've got to bring in your first 3. Now, let's just flash forward to Chris. This now means you're legacy qualified. So Chris is coded to you in this example, because you've personally sponsored those 3 blue people, which are your foundation team. That's legacy qualification, the first 3. The red now, which is now your legacy team, Chris, that means that when you sponsor Chris, you're going to get a $100 fast start plus the $100 legacy code, so you're making the 200. This is now where the illustration that we had a couple slides ago starts, right? When you're legacy qualified, you're then going to make $100 on I'll call it the redhead, the dark-haired person, and the brown-haired girl there, right? Those 3 in the middle there. Those 3 earn you a $100 legacy code. The magic to this plan, and why this is so important for us to triplicate and really get this system down, is by helping, let's call that redhead person Jim, by helping Jim, I could pick a different name, Dave, because I don't see I see Jim up on the first foundation team. So Dave, by helping Dave sponsor 3, Dave is going to make $300 of fast starts, but Chris, who's legacy coded, will actually make the, not Chris, but it'll roll up to you, right? It'll actually roll up to you, and you'll actually make the $100 off of Chris and let's call it Debbie and Susan. And now as you work your way down to infinity, that's what those arrows are pointing to, you're going to help them, that's you, help Chris, who sponsored Dave, go off and start sponsoring his first 3 to do what? Get legacy qualified. So the goal is to drive the volume down inside the organization by triplicating every member to legacy qualification. And it's an easy description to make to people. You're going to say to them day one, hey, the goal here is to get you legacy qualified. Well, what does that mean? Well, we want you to start off with a business builder or a success pack, and we're going to work together to help you bring in your 3 people to get you legacy qualified. Well, why is that important? Well, because you're going to double your income and start infinitely earning $100 bills as your team grows infinitely. It's an easy description, and this illustration kind of paints that picture, doesn't it? Okay.
Don?
Yes.
Sorry, I just had a quick question from Brenda here, if we can ask it.
Sure.
She says, but when you are bringing in a new member, Fast Start takes up some of the BV allocation. Therefore, 100 BV is only allocated to the leg for dual team. Is that correct? Not the 400 or 800 BV?
No, she's wrong. Let me explain that. That's a great question. Okay, so let's go back. Since this is a training video, let's go back to that slide that showed the BV. Okay?
Yeah.
Excellent question, Brenda. Look at the Business Builder BV allocation. It's 400. Look at the Career Success Pack allocation. That's 800. That's not for pay purposes. That's for advancement purposes. So in order for you to go to Diamond, you need 15,000 BV on the total BV line, which is the very bottom of the genealogy. There's a line at the very bottom that zeroes out at the beginning of every month. So you're working hard every month to get your bottom number on the left and your bottom number on your right to the level that you want to advance to. As Karen Ford said on the Saturday call, let's see as many advancements happen in your rank advancements happen in your organization in the month of June. What does that mean? Well, you might move from Ruby to Emerald, Emerald to Diamond, Diamond to Double, and so on. How do you get up in rank? It's the bigger number. So Brenda, the 400, yes, is what a business builder counts. If you need 38 business builders to go to Diamond, it's 38 times 400. But you're not paid the dual team commission on that volume. You're paid it on the 100. Over on the right-hand side, dual team BV allocation, it's 100. So when we go to the slide a little bit later on and we start showing what cycles are, then the cycle is, of course, based on the 100 BV, not based on the 400 BV. Dual team BV is different than qualifying volume BV for rank advancement, okay? So I think that answered your question, I'm sure, right, Brenda?
I think that did. That's
okay.
Yeah,
Good.
it did. Thank you.
Okay, good.
good.
Okay, so let's move back to our slide. Okay, so I think just because this is, again, a learning tape that we're going to post, anybody can watch after, has anybody got a specific question on here that we might have missed when we were explaining it the first time, so that we can make sure you get it? Anybody have a specific question on this slide, what it means to have a foundation team, what it means when you're legacy qualified, and how you get paid infinitely when you're legacy qualified on the triplication that you're doing to bring in 3 and help them all bring in 3, so that you become what we now call a legacy qualified optimized member, okay? That's what you're after. That's your goal. So what your goal is to have Chris, legacy qualified optimized, Dave, legacy qualified optimized, and Mike, legacy qualified optimized. And the duplication should be happening because Chris is being brought through the 5-gear transmission, isn't he? Chris has bought some product. Chris has found out who his upline is. Chris is using your upline to support them in 3rd gear. Together, they're taking Dave, the redheaded guy, and working with them on his people, bringing in 3. And then 5th gear is, okay, you got it? Let's go duplicate. Tell you, show you, you can try it. Eventually, you can do it. Okay, can you do it? Okay, you're on your own, go and duplicate. We're going to triplicate now. Let's move on to the next person. That's what this slide is showing. Anybody got a question? No? Okay, let's
No,
move to
it doesn't look like it.
Okay, good.
Oh,
Perfect.
sorry. Yes, Lorena does.
Yes, go ahead, Lorena.
What if my first 3 are no longer in Valentis?
Okay, if Lentis is very fair plan, it grandfathers in your business builders. So once a business builder, always a business builder in terms of position to get you rank, to get you legacy qualified. I have lots of people that were on my original foundation team that are no longer in Valentis, but they still count to qualify me as a foundation team member, okay? So in answer to your question, Lorena, if they're no longer in Blenton's, it doesn't matter. They were here one time and it filled up one of the pieces of the puzzle that you needed to get legacy qualified. Good? Okay.
Perfect. Yep.
Okay, good. We'll go to the next slide. So,
I have a comment, just quick. Don?
yeah, go ahead.
One really nice thing on the last slide is those 3 that are part of your foundation team that you don't earn the 100 legacy on, you still get the 400 BV going towards your rank.
Yes, yes. No, that's a very good.
Because people sometimes say, well, I don't get that. But think of what you do get.
Right. So the entire volume that they generate in their teams counts towards your rank advancement. And the other thing is that in the next slide or 2 down the road, you'll see that those people, you actually get matching bonus on their earnings. So they're still connected to you directly as the enroller. So the only thing that you're passing on to your upline is the legacy code on the first 3. Okay? Okay, next slide. Okay, so now we're on to the cycle. Now we're talking about the cycle. So this is a really important slide for us to get our head around because when I first understood the power of our comp plan and how you get a raise for helping other people get a raise, that's when I got excited. I got excited about the matching bonus. I kind of left aside the legacy code. Now I understand the power of getting people legacy qualified because it drives the volume to help people get advanced. So it's actually, as a Blue Diamond, when Nancy and I first started, it took us 8.5, 9 months to get to Blue Diamond. We were Ignorance on Fire, the same as the group is that's in the States right now and around in Spain. They're Ignorance on Fire. They're just running before they even get their products, and they're excited. They're not even sure how the comp plan works. That was us, okay? So, and we've told this story a couple of times now. You know, some of us came through a storm. We're still here for lots of reasons. We're excited about the future. We've got all these great products. Now we're going back to work, so we're going to start triplicating. And that's kind of why we're doing this training. Now, in this illustration, you have dual team. And I saw Johnny say, well, but we're a binary. He said, that slide makes us look different to newbies. That slide makes us look different to newbies. I don't know if what that means, actually, but let me just keep explaining. And then if he comes on a little later, we can ask that question. This illustration is a left team and a right team. Obviously, they've put some names in here. The pink person or the blue person would be the foundation team. And as you start bringing in people, you start cycling. If you look at that, I heard somebody say this, gosh, I got to tell you, I'll be honest with you. It was John Aremza. We were on the phone today. He was highlighting the ANMP in Dallas. I'm not sure if that's the right way to describe it. How good it was. How don't miss it next year, Don. And I obviously things just came up and we didn't get there. But he had a time to share with me how he ran into a person he knew that was in another company. I believe it was Isogenics, I believe. And he asked the person in Isogenics, how much does your center max out at weekly for the binary? It was $13,500. And he said, well, how much does yours max out to, John? John says, 100,000. The guy says, 100,000? 100,000 per center you can maximize? And he said, yeah. And so John started thinking about it because if you look at their plan, their matching bonuses is like 20% of what ours is. It's really small. And so I'm not cutting their plan down. I'm just giving you an example of really more and more how strong our compensation plan really is, okay? So I'm going to give you on this slide what I believe is one of the most powerful parts of our compensation plan. So what a cycle is ultimately is 200 from one side and 100 from the other side. It doesn't matter what side that happens, you're going to make $20 when that happens, okay? So if we look at this example, blue circle Pam, blue circle Matt, there's 200. Blue circle Sid, there's 100. That's a cycle. That would bring $20. So cycle one, you would be paid $20. Where's your next cycle? Sue comes in, there's 100. There's another green 100. And then Pat does 100. There's another cycle. Okay? The carryover would be 100 from the yellow and 100 from Tom's yellow. Wasn't a cycle. So that would stay for the next week. Okay? So you wouldn't get paid on that because it only pays out when you have a cycle of 200 and 100. Now, let's get into what I'm excited about to share with all of you. If we look at the other side, on the chart where it says the rank, silver, gold, platinum, ruby, emerald, diamond, double, triple, blue, royal, black, crown, and crown ambassador. Obviously, as a crown diamond, you can see that the dual team weekly income potential is 70,000 US. That's where John's at right now. Blue diamond is where Nancy and I are at, which is 16,000. Double diamond is where Brett and Andrea Griffin are at. That's 4,000. Triple diamond is where Mike King is at, so that's 8,000. I'm just using names that are popping into my head, okay? Diamond is where Peter Weens is at. That's 2,000. Now, what am I going to try to get you excited about? Most plans have what's called a breakaway. In other words, as your team member advances to another level, they break away from part of your compensation plan. That's not what happens in Lentis with our matching bonuses, okay? So let's explain. You're an emerald. The maximum amount you can make is 1,000 BV. Now, we have a matching bonus that is going to be shown on the next slide. So let's just go to the next slide, and then we'll come back to this and show you a little bit more about this slide. So obviously, if I bring in Pam, and she's now on my first generation, I'm going to make 20% on Pam. So if Pam's an emerald, the most I could make off of Pam would be $200, because the most an emerald could get paid in the dual team commission structure is $1,000. That's what the chart on the previous page said. Okay, so if we were to use on this screen, and I'm just looking at the names that I see on the screen in front of me, I sponsored Andrea Griffin. Well, Andrea, I'm going to make 20% of what you're earning. Well, as a double diamond, it maximizes at 4,000. So 20% of 4,000 is 800. But if you were a diamond, Andrea, it would be only 2,000. 20% of 2,000 is 400. So I have an incentive to work my tail off to help you get to double diamond, and I give myself a raise because suddenly you move to a maximum of 4,000. My 20% is a 4,000 rather than 2,000. Does that make sense to everybody? I have an incentive then to push you and work with you as a team upline, and that's where it's, again, so important to find out who's the upline that's going to help you. But remember, look at that chart on the right. It says dual team weekly income potential. So as you move up in rank from a ruby, the most you can earn in the dual team is 400. 20% of 400 is $80. Then if I look at the names that's directly below Andrea, it's Jackie Boyle. Well, if Andrea sponsored Jackie, she'd be on my second level. Let's go to the next chart again, Andrea. And you'll see that on the second level, I would earn 15% on Jackie. So Jackie, if you're a emerald, your maximum dual team commission is 1,000. So I would pay it $150 on you because you're my second generation. Then my next person is Brenda on the screen that I'm looking at. And so Brenda would have been sponsored on my third generation by you, Jackie, which means I would make 10%. So if Brenda is a ruby, the most I could make off of Brenda would be $40. Well, gosh, I'm going to go work in depth as much as I can with Brenda to get her to emerald, because if I get her to emerald, she can earn a maximum of 1,000, which means I'm going to get 10% of 1,000, which is $100. What if I could get Brenda to a diamond level? Well, then she'd move to 2,000. 10% of 2,000 is $200. What if she went to the triple diamond? What if she went to the blue diamond level? Do you see the point? As you help your team grow, you're giving yourself a raise as well. Obviously, my fourth person, you guys don't see, but is listed here, is Sue Robinson. Sue, she would be on my fourth generation. Let's do the math. Andrea sponsored Jackie, who sponsored Brenda, who sponsored Sue. Well, Sue, you're an emerald, so 1,000 BV maximum, 5% of that would be $50. I'm going to work hard to get you to diamond because I wouldn't mind getting 5% of 2,000. And then we're going to work hard to get you to double diamond. What's wrong with 5% of 4,000? What if you went all the way to crown like John Haremza? 70,000. 5% of 70,000 is 3,500. You see how you get a raise? Go back to that slide on the left again. You get a, go back one slide, Andrew. Yeah. Look at how the numbers climb as you rank advance, which means your enrollment team gets more money. So the plan is all about volume. So let's think then, back one more slide to the legacy qualification slide, Andrea. Together, if we triplicate, no, one more slide back to the slide that showed that one there. If we together start triplicating and helping our team members bring in their 3 and help our 3 bring in their 3, and we know the volume is going up as a result, because every one of those counts as $100 BV for allocation to the business volume level. And as that grows, their rank advancement grows. And as the rank advancement grows, your matching check grows. So this business is built, they said when I first started here, that one day the largest check that you'll earn will be your matching bonus check. If your business has a whole pile of people that have advanced through the organization, and they're only going to do that if you triplicate. So it really starts with this. Let's get the volume going by getting people legacy qualified and optimized. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay, let's go back to where we were, Andrea. Okay, so we got cycles. We're getting the generation, what that looks like. It's 7 generations when you hit the top of the company level. And again, important for you all to recognize that if Tom is the first person on your right, and there's 100 people between Tom and the end of the line of the last person on your right, and you bring in now the newest person on your right, that new person is still first generation to you. It's like a complete plan inside the plan. So you're basing your 20% on your personally enrolled members. Second generation would be their personally enrolled member. Third generation would be that next person's personally enrolled member. Okay, so let's go to the next one. So if you look at this from a standpoint of the enrollment pool, it says here one share is approximately $200. I think it's more like $100 because there's an awful lot of business builders that are coming into the system. But just so everybody gets their head around what an enrollment pool bonus is, this month was 6.5 million in volume for the company. 1% of that is 65,000. That's the pool that's set aside. Now, depending on how many legacy or how many three packs of business builders you bring in. So obviously they could be on your left leg, your right leg, all on your right leg, all on your left leg. It really doesn't matter. But every combination of 3 gives you a share. And then what the company does is it looks at all the shares across the globe, and they say, okay, how many shares get to participate in the 65,000? And that's what determines what the share value is. And the beginning of the next month, that's what you get. You get that share as an additional bonus check in your first Friday check, okay? That's what your enrollment pool bonus is in our 7 ways to make money. Okay, we'll go to the next one. Car bonuses. One of the things that are important about the car bonus is that it doesn't necessarily have to be a car. It doesn't have to be a type of car. It's got to be 2 years or newer of any kind of vehicle. It could be an RV. It could be a motorcycle. It could be a Sea-Doo, a snowmobile, whatever you wanted, some sort of a recreational vehicle. It's 2 years or newer, okay? And it's according to your active leadership rank. Let me just share with you that you have to hit that diamond level 2 months in a row to actually start to receive. In your second month, you would then receive the $400. But if you fell out of rank in your third month and you got back into rank 6 months later, you'll get paid the $400. You don't have to do it 2 months in a row more than once. It's only one time that you have to do it 2 months in a row, okay, to get your car allowance. Just I thought I'd point that out to everybody. Okay, next slide. This is a really good slide because it really kind of lays out, and this again isn't a guarantee. This is just an estimate, but I think it's pretty strong. I've done some research throughout our organization, and I look at it as a blue diamond. Average monthly income between 33 to 75. Absolutely, that would be true. Can it be higher than that? Yeah, there could be a really optimized blue diamond that would make more than that. Triple diamond, same thing. You can see what the average monthly income is. It's a good chart for you to explain to somebody if they say, well, what can a diamond earn if I really went to town here? Well, $2,900 to $5,800 US is what you could earn there with and plus a $400 car allowance. It's a very good chart for rank advancement. Okay, next one. So this is a great example of sharing with your new member when you're doing a planning session how they could get their money back. First of all, if we can get them legacy qualified, it doubles the payout that you see on the left. See that foundation team example on the left is 100 fast start for each of those 3. So that's a builder, and a builder. They're going to get paid $300. This example is estimating that that's worth 1 share. It's saying the share is worth approximately $200. So they're saying, hey, you've almost pretty much got your investment back if we could help you bring in 3. So let's go triplicate. That's what this is saying. So if we start teaching triplication and we get our new members to bring in their first 3, we can pretty much say to them they're going to almost get their entire investment back. Now, let's go off and start building your volume with those people and help them get 3. And then once I know you can do it, and this is what's important, turn your rotator, go to work when you know you can do it, then you can triplicate yourself and go build with your very next member who you are legacy qualified to, and you'll double your pay. Then it would be 200, 200, and 200 that you would make off of that person because you get a fast start and a legacy code. That's what this particular one's saying. Anybody got any questions on this slide? Nope.
Don, I just wanted to point out that you guys, we're going to go a little bit over the half an hour for this training because this is very important for us to go through. So.
Yeah. Okay. I'll talk faster. I'll talk faster. I'm just kidding. Next slide. Okay. So this is really the system that is being described on what we want to do. We want to step 1, enroll and get your business builder pack. That's step 1. So we're encouraging our new members to come in with a business builder pack. If they start off with a single, a 3 or a 6 pack, absolutely they can upgrade at any time to a business builder pack. So we can still say get in where you fit in, but if you want to triplicate and if you want to really get your business off and running and become what we recommend you do is become legacy qualified, then you're going to need to start off with the business builder pack. And you explain to them the advantage of the legacy qualification very quickly with this presentation. Number 2 is set your loyalty purchase to 100 BV, stay active and qualified. You can explain to them that if you stay active with 100 BV, you'll keep your rank. If you were to only do 50 BV, you can keep the volume that's accumulated below you. It won't get flushed. But if you don't do any active volume every month personally, the volume and your rank will flush and disappear. Okay, so that's number 2 during your planning session. Your number 3 step is to say, okay, we're going to work together. We want to get you legacy qualified. So we're going to find 3 business builders and duplicate the process with them 3 times so that we can help you become a legacy qualified optimized member. Okay, so you are going to bring in 3 with my help or your help or whoever is helping you, and together we're going to talk to number 1 and help them get their 3, and number 2 and help them get their 3, and number 3 get their 3, and that's how we're going to optimize. So obviously, if we're committed to this duplication process, as the organizations are throughout Valentis that right now that are advancing as quickly as they are certainly triplicating the duplication, right? What they're doing is they're committed to duplication and they're committed to getting people legacy qualified. So the ultimate goal is the next month, all of those business builders that were brought in as legacy qualified members suddenly go out the next month and do loyalty. This is what's really interesting about our comp plan. The 100 BV that we get paid dual team commission on for a business builder pack is the same 100 BV in the second month that the loyalty purchase counts as. So the way I would describe loyalty is really a $20 bill, because for every person that does 100 BV loyalty in the second month, it'll help you cycle. Remember, 100 on one side, 200 on the other. So it's a really good, powerful way to look at what business volume is. On the initial business builder pack, it's only worth 100 BV for the dual team. And the question would be, why is it so low? It's because they're paying out a fast start, they're paying out a legacy code, and they're paying out all the matching bonuses. In the second month, when you do the loyalty, there is no fast start on the loyalty purchase. There is no legacy code. It's just dual team commission that it feeds. And so that's why it's worth the same. Okay? Hopefully everybody understands that difference for loyalty BV versus a builder pack. Okay, next slide. So this then is the system. It's as simple as this. You know, what we're doing right now is coaching and mentoring, and we'll post this video. Hopefully it comes across as being informative. So training, coaching, mentoring. And our system is as simple as what you see on the illustration on the right. Hey, what would you like to do? Would you like to get to emerald, diamond, double diamond, blue diamond? Have a planning session? Okay, we're going to invite you to look at what we're doing. I'm going to show you my plan on legacy qualification and optimization. I'm going to share the product with you with my 6-day experience. And that's what's working. Obviously, if you're promoting a 350 pack sample pack, that's 58 6-day experiences. You can sell those, and those become your follow-up tools. That's your customers. Those are the people that you're going to show our system to. And if that little six-pack turns into the person that said, hey, I want to do this with you, go ahead, invite them to look, show them the plan, share the product with them again, and then work with them on a 5-speed transmission and connect them to a leader, and let's go to work. That's where our system is today, okay? That's as simple as it is. And the next slide, it describes a little bit of what you're going to how you're going to be the people that are going to comment back to you. You're going to find people that are all in. They want to take action. Okay, so let's start your business and let's work on getting your legacy qualified with our game plan today. Who do you know? Let's go talk to them. Or they might say, you know what, I don't quite have enough money, but I'm not sure I want to do this. I'm going to get back with you a little later. I've got to, maybe connect you up to an event. Let me get you on the phone with the leader as a 3-way call. That's the B person. The C person, you know what, I just want to try the product. I want to be a customer. I'll refer some names to you. I'm not sure I want to make any money here. So that's kind of what you're seeing here is just basically, there's going to be 3 kinds of people that are going to say yes or no to you or not right now, and just continue the follow-up process and you'll probably have a lot of success. Don't ever think that somebody says no to you today means no forever. I've seen it firsthand that people will come back and join your team a year later because things change for them and suddenly they're more open to it. Okay, and the last slide in the presentation is just to say to you, that's our plan. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. There's 3 videos that have been created inside the Ford group that they've shared with all of us, a little 3-minute testimonial page, a 5-minute page, com plan on the 6-day experience, and then the 14-minute video that explains the whole plan in detail. That's all we're doing. So you can stop the share now, Andrea.
I don't know if I know how to do that.
It does say turn the share off somewhere.
Okay. Oh, stop share. Right there. Perfect.
Okay. So that's our comp plan with those slides. Did it help some people on the call here to explain it a little bit better? Yeah, good. Okay, so Andrea, you're going to post this. Obviously, share it, use it, do whatever you like with it. This PowerPoint is available on a number of different groups, I believe now. It is in the file section of Team Gets Results. I recommend you download it, get used to it, and start teaching it, duplicating it. So any software recording, I guess, or unless there's any questions. No?
Yeah, I could stop the recording here.